Welcome, Aquarius. This is your weekly Teroscope reading for January the 4th through to the 10th, 2016. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you so much for your likes, your shares, for subscribing. Um, Thank you. Oh, my sage is going crazy here. Um, Thank you so much, truly, for just showing up each and every day and giving me the support that you guys rock. Thank you so much. So now let's get to the energy of the week. Let's get to your readings. Now we do have Judgment crossing over your first three cards. Okay, so Judgment is really about not jumping to conclusions, not pushing through energy before you're ready to think things through, to take the time and the energy to do the job right. Because if you're willing to do a job, then you want to do it right. You want to keep your integrity intact. You want to turn out good work, a good product perhaps. Now it crosses over the Hierophant. So I think you are going to probably be very sensitive to what people say, how people affect you. So now use the Judgment card here, okay? Don't take things overly personal this week. Okay, if something's said to you, um, take it with a grain of salt if it bothers you. And you know what? Back it up and ask yourself, why does that bother me? Why should that opinion bother me? And usually things bother us because there's a grain of truth in it. And there might be only one grain of truth in it, but if it bothers you, then chances are that's the reason. Because if there's no truth in it, then we just merely just turn it off. We walk away. We don't play into it. Spiritually, you need to definitely pray and meditate this week. You need to have that alone time with yourself. You need to turn off the phone. You need to close the doors. Turn off your computers, turn off your phones, turn off your televisions, turn off any kind of distraction there is, and really give yourself some quiet time to contemplate, to think things through. I see you going into a time of creating great abundance, great happiness for yourself. So this week is almost your little bit of a reprieve that you get before going forward. So you want to have that connection with God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe. So I would say give it some extra time if at all possible. You know, if you're used to just meditating for a few minutes in the morning, then maybe do an evening meditation as well, or an evening prayer, or just setting some extra time away for yourself. Because I think that will empower you to no end, that you can think things through. Excuse me. Strength. So guard your health. And this is, again, making sure that you are taking time for yourself to recharge your batteries, that you're not pushing through energy that you shouldn't be pushing through, okay? That you stay strong, that you stay within your vitality. And this is also a faith in your path forward. So if things don't look like they're coming together, don't worry about that, because they will be shortly. And it's really the stamina. It's keeping up the stamina through any kind of energy. And I think that I think that so long as you use the energy properly, you know, we have the Queen of Wands here. Queen of Wands is the quiet one in the bunch. But what she does is she gathers all the information, and she can many times detach herself from the situation. So she's not attached to the emotional aspect of the situation, but she looks at the facts. She looks at all the information, all the knowledge. She gathers it all. She gets a great understanding of the situation at hand. And then, and only then, does she make a decision. And these decisions never have to be revisited. They never have to be backtracked to that point to see if you made the right decision. It is the right decision going forward. She brings in great creativity and a great realization of your dreams. She also rips off any blinders that you might have had. So, I mean, judgment is very much like that, right? We jump the gun, we jump to conclusions, we react on what we think is the truth, and then we find out later that we are missing certain parts of the details, the facts, and then we have to go and we have to backtrack. So it could be very much a week like that if you are jumping the gun, that you are just um, letting emotion rule you rather than fact, rather than logic. So stick to the facts this week. Gather in the information that you need, ask the questions you need in order to have a true understanding of what you are saying yes to, what you are saying no to, what you are reacting to, the conversations you are having, the situations you are pulling yourself into. Okay, we do have the Three of Wands here, so I do know that this path is opening up to you. Okay, the Three of Wands is this beautiful, big, expansive path. And it is the undercurrent of the week. So you may not realize that the things that you do this week are actually setting you on the path for maybe next week, maybe the week after. We're getting ready. We're getting prepared. There's no doubt about that in my mind. And I see the moon there, so it might be the energy of the moon, so closer to the weekend and whatnot, that you actually start to see where this path is actually opening up to you. So, you know, part of the Hierophant is having a faith in your path forward, in knowing that you want to go in a certain direction in order to gain certain manifestations in your life, dreams in your life, goals in your life. So even if you can't see it forming, know that it is. Okay, so that's really what this card is saying. Now, in saying that, the overlying energy for the week is the Ten of Wands. This is where you start to take on too much, more than you can handle, more than your resources or your energy can handle. So make sure that you are not saying yes to obligations and responsibilities this week of all weeks. Make sure you are not saying yes to obligations and responsibilities that should not be on your plate. Okay, there's different times in our life when we can take on extra. This is not one of those times. You want to leave. In fact, you're going to be looking at your routine and seeing how you can move energy around and time around and resources around in order to meet this new path, these new goals, these new dreams. So you don't want new things on your path right now. You don't want obligations and responsibilities that weren't there before. So this week is a week to say no. Okay, unless it really ties in with your path forward. You don't want to be picking up the slack for somebody else. You don't want to be taking on an obligation or responsibility that wasn't meant to be yours in the first place, that is going to overburden you, that is going to wear you out, that is going to deplete you of energy or time or resources. Okay, so be very cautious of that this week, because there is new growth in that backpack. So I think some of the things that come into play this week is things that are actually going to work into your big picture, but some things are not. So make sure that you are using the Judgment energy, okay? That you're using the Queen of Wands energy, that you are thinking things through, that you are understanding what you are saying yes to, why you are signing on the dotted line, why you are obligating yourself to certain things. Make sure that it has value in your life, value for your path forward, or it definitely doesn't need to be on your plate right now. And so you need to say no. Okay. We have the Fool, which is beautiful because the Fool tells me that there is a brand new beautiful path opening up to you. Get ready. Okay. And it might take, you know, this is where strength and faith come in, because yeah, there's a kind of a lack of self-confidence or a lack of belief that this could be happening to you. You know, you could be moving forward in some great areas of your life, whether you are looking at love or you're looking at job and promotion, or you're looking at your stature in the community or within the home or the neighborhood. You have to decide for yourself where that energy is, but new things are opening up to you, and you may not see it this week. Okay, you may not see it. You might actually feel the exact opposite, like the energy is working against you this week. It is not working against you. So long as that you are taking your time, that you're not pushing through energies, that you are not jumping to conclusions, that you are not trying to rush through certain things in order to get to a certain starting line in certain events in your life. Take your time. Okay, this is a time to take your time, because this is definitely a new path opening up to you. Most times it is in job and career when this card comes up, but that's not to say in a general reading that it does not apply to love entering your life. It does not, it doesn't, your stature might grow within the community unexpectedly. You might be nominated for something that you had no idea that you would be nominated for. So just don't have your blinders on right now to the opportunities that could be present in your life. This week, though, we need to work on our balance, okay, of feeling a balance around us, of bringing things into balance. So this is even more a reason not to obligate ourselves to new responsibilities in our life, because we need to have a sure balance in order to go forward with the strength, with an empowerment. So be very mindful of that, and that's actually a beautiful focus for meditation or prayer on how to bring balance in your life. I mean, look at the different areas of your life: spirituality, money, finances, career, job, family, stature in the community, health and well-being, and make sure that you've got an even energy for each of those things in your life. And if you're giving too much attention or time into one area, how can you pull back so that you can put more time or energy into another area of your life that doesn't really have the focus? Because the more balance you bring in, the stronger and more empowered you're going to be in the coming weeks and the coming months moving forward. And there is success, there is victory, okay, with the Six of Wands. This is not a time to rest on your laurels. So if you get an attaboy from anybody, don't say, okay, now I can relax, now I can recharge my batteries, even though you want to be recharging your batteries on a regular basis. That's obvious in these cards. You don't want to take the vacation time right now. You don't want to take the rest right now. You want to persevere. You want to push forward. You want to give your energy to your dreams, your desires, where you are going. Okay? Now, as we go into this weekend and towards next week, this is when it kind of gets exciting, because we have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles together, two ladies. So it's all about your love, your passions, your joys, the things that you bring not only to better yourself, but to better the people that surround you, the close loved ones in your life, okay? This talks about bringing abundance into your life, well-being into your life, new ideas coming into existence in your life. And, the thing I like about the Queen of Swords the most is she is very protective of her dreams. That once you have everything in place, nobody's going to be able to pull you away from your dreams, pull you off your path. That it is, all systems forward. Okay, so that energy is coming up for you. So get ready for it and work through everything in a very diplomatic and slow, steady pace this week, so that you are fully prepared and in balance for what the future has to offer you. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.